What if our fears, far from being obstacles to overcome, are gifts, powerful tools that can help us navigate the complexities of life? The Gift of Fear, written by Gavin Becker, is a book that explores the idea of intuition and the role it plays in helping individuals avoid dangerous and violent situations. This book provides an in-depth understanding of fear and how it can be used to predict perpetrators before they attack. The author argues that fear is not bad and helps individuals survive. Nature of fear. Fear is an instinctual response to a perceived threat or danger. It is an emotion that is hardwired into the human brain and has evolved over millions of years to help us survive. When we sense danger, our body releases adrenaline, which triggers the fight-or-flight response. This response prepares our body to fight or flee the danger. We often experience fear that may not necessarily be rational and can be triggered by things that are not dangerous. Nevertheless, fear can also be useful to keep us safe in hazardous situations. It is crucial to be able to differentiate between rational and irrational fears. Fear as a gift. In his book, Gavin Becker argues that fear is a gift that can help us stay safe. He believes that we should trust our instincts and pay attention to the warning signals that our body gives us. We can better protect ourselves from danger by learning to recognize these signals. Becker emphasizes that fear is not something to be ashamed of or ignored. Instead, we should embrace our fear and use it to our advantage. He believes that by understanding our fear and intuition, we can learn to predict dangerous situations before they happen. As such, fear can be a powerful tool that can help us stay safe. We can better protect ourselves from danger by learning to recognize and trust our instincts. Signs of danger. When protecting oneself from harm, it is important to recognize signs of danger. In his book, The Gift of Fear, Gavin Becker outlines several indicators to help individuals identify potentially dangerous situations. Predatory behavior. One of the key signs of danger is predatory behavior. Predators often exhibit behaviors that are meant to manipulate or control their victims. Some common predatory behaviors include refusing to take no for an answer, ignoring boundaries, insisting on being alone with the victim, using flattery or charm to gain trust, pressuring the victim to do something they are uncomfortable with. By recognizing these behaviors, individuals can take steps to protect themselves from potential harm. Contextual clues. In addition to predatory behavior, contextual clues can help individuals identify potentially dangerous situations. These clues can include being in an unfamiliar or isolated location, being in a situation where there is a power imbalance, for example, a boss-employee relationship, being in a situation where there is a history of violence or abuse, being in a situation where alcohol or drugs are present. By paying attention to these contextual clues, individuals can remove themselves from potentially dangerous situations. Recognizing signs of danger is an important skill to help individuals protect themselves from harm. By paying attention to predatory behavior and contextual clues, individuals can take steps to stay safe in a variety of situations. Intuition and survival. Role of intuition. Trusting your intuition can be a valuable asset in preventing hazardous and aggressive situations. It is often called a gut feeling or a sixth sense. In his book, The Gift of Fear, Gavin Becker emphasizes the importance of listening to and taking our intuition seriously. Becker explains that intuition is a natural survival mechanism honed by evolution. It is our brain's way of processing information from our environment and alerting us to potential threats. We can pick up on subtle cues and signals we might otherwise miss by paying attention to our intuition. Survival signals. Becker identifies survival signals for recognizing danger, including body language and tone of voice. Some common survival signals include forced teaming, when someone tries to establish a false sense of camaraderie with their intended victim. Charm and niceness, when someone is overly friendly or flattering in an attempt to disarm their victim. Typecasting, when someone comments negatively about their victim to get them to prove them wrong. Loan sharking, when someone does a small favor for their intended victim to create a sense of indebtedness. Individuals can better protect themselves from threats by recognizing these survival signals and trusting their intuition. Paying attention to our intuition and recognizing survival signals can help us avoid dangerous and violent situations, making it a powerful tool for self-protection. And violence and its predictors. Patterns of violence. Violence can take different forms, including physical, emotional, and sexual. It is important to understand the patterns of violence to identify and prevent it. In his book, The Gift of Fear, Gavin Becker explains that violence is not a random act and that there are warning signs that can help predict it. One of the patterns of violence is that it is often preceded by a period of stalking or harassment. The stalker may start with seemingly harmless behaviors, such as unwanted phone calls or emails, but then escalate to more threatening actions. Another pattern is that perpetrators of violence often try to isolate their victims from family and friends, making it harder for them to seek help. Risk assessment. Becker emphasizes that everyone can assess risk and that it is important to trust one's instincts. He offers a framework for assessing risk that includes capability, opportunity, and intent. Capability refers to the perpetrator's ability to carry out the violence, such as access to weapons or physical strength. Opportunity refers to the circumstances that allow the perpetrator to carry out the violence, such as the victim being alone or in an isolated location. Intent refers to the perpetrator's motivation to commit violence, such as anger or jealousy. Becker also notes that threats of violence should always be taken seriously, as they are often a precursor to actual violence. He advises that individuals report threats to law enforcement and increase their safety, such as changing their routines or increasing security measures. Understanding the patterns of violence and assessing risk can help individuals stay safe and prevent violence. Individuals can better protect themselves from potential harm by trusting their instincts and taking threats seriously. Dealing with fear. Fear is a natural feeling that arises from perceiving danger or threat. It is an automatic response that can help individuals avoid harm or danger. However, fear can also be overwhelming and paralyzing, especially when not managed properly. This section will discuss some fear management techniques and creating safe spaces to help deal with fear. Fear management techniques. Fear management techniques are strategies that can be used to help individuals manage their fear and anxiety. Here are some effective fear management techniques. Deep breathing. One simple and effective way to calm the mind and reduce anxiety is deep breathing, which involves inhaling slowly through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Progressive muscle relaxation. Progressive muscle relaxation involves tensing and relaxing different muscle groups to reduce tension and promote relaxation. Positive self-talk. Positive self-talk involves using affirmative statements to counter negativity, boosting confidence and capability. Visualization. Visualization involves imagining a positive outcome or situation. It can help individuals feel more relaxed and confident. Creating safe spaces. Creating safe spaces can help individuals feel more secure and protected. Here are some ways to create safe spaces. Identify safe places. Identify places that feel safe and secure, such as a friend's house or a public park. Spend time in these places when feeling anxious or fearful. Establish boundaries. Setting boundaries can improve control and security, including limiting time spent with certain people or situations. Practice self-care. Practicing self-care can help individuals feel more relaxed and less anxious. This can include activities such as exercise, meditation, or taking a relaxing bath. Fear is a natural response to danger or threat, but it can be effectively managed through techniques and the creation of safe spaces. By using these strategies, individuals can learn to manage their fear and anxiety and feel more confident and secure. Application in everyday life. Personal safety. The gift of fear provides practical advice on how to stay safe in everyday life. One of the key takeaways is that fear is a natural and useful emotion that can help people avoid dangerous situations. The book emphasizes the importance of trusting one's instincts and listening to the body's signals. Here are some ways to apply the book's teachings to personal safety. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore your intuition, even if you can't explain your uneasy feelings. Please pay attention to body language. How someone carries themselves can reveal much about their intentions. Be aware of signs of aggression or discomfort in others. Set boundaries. Don't be afraid to say no or assert yourself when someone makes you uncomfortable. It's better to be safe than polite. Be prepared. Have a plan in case of an emergency. This could include carrying pepper spray, a personal alarm, or knowing self-defense techniques. Workplace safety. The gift of fear also has applications in the workplace. Workplace violence is a serious issue that can affect anyone, regardless of industry or job title. Here are some ways to apply the book's teachings in workplace safety. Report concerns. If you notice a coworker exhibiting concerning behavior, such as aggression or threats, report it to a supervisor or HR immediately. Create a safe environment. Encourage open communication and create a culture of respect and support. This can help prevent conflicts from escalating. Have a plan. Develop an emergency response plan in case of a violent incident. This should include procedures for evacuating the building and contacting law enforcement. Train employees. Provide training on recognizing and responding to workplace violence. This can empower employees to take action and prevent incidents from occurring. The gift of fear provides valuable insights into how to stay safe in a dangerous world. By trusting one's instincts and being prepared, individuals can reduce their risk of becoming victims of violence. Final words. In the grand story of life, fear is the unsung hero, the beacon of intuition guiding you through the labyrinth of existence. As we wrap up our journey through The Gift of Fear by Gavin Becker, I want you to remember one crucial message. You can harness your fears and transform them into tools for triumph. Imagine fear as your personal guardian angel, always by your side, whispering warnings and steering you towards the path of safety. It's not the enemy, it's the compass pointing north in the wilderness of uncertainty. Becker's insightful book reveals that fear is your primal instinct, a survival gift bestowed upon you through eons of evolution. It's not about eradicating fear, but rather about befriending it, learning to decipher its signals, and embracing the wisdom it imparts. In a world where uncertainty lurks around every corner, your ability to distinguish between genuine fear and irrational anxiety is your superpower. Becker emphasizes that your intuition, often masked as fear, is a force to be reckoned with. Trust it, for it's the sum of your life's experiences speaking to you. Don't forget that fear isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. The fears you experience are as unique as your fingerprint, shaped by your history and perceptions. They are your allies, acting as personalized compasses in the labyrinth of your life. So, as we conclude this enlightening journey, remember that you are the author of your destiny, and fear is your co-author. Embrace it, understand it, and let it guide you towards a future where fear doesn't hinder, but empowers. With every challenge you face, with every crossroads you encounter, let fear be your guiding star. You are the master of your fate, and fear is the silent partner in your incredible journey. Embrace the gift of fear, for it is your greatest ally on the path to your dreams.